The cuffs clicked shut before I could take off my shoes. Gravel dug into my knees. Lights, too bright, too fast, flashed red against my front door. I told them my name. I told them it was my house. They told me to stop lying. The officer with the shaved head barked something about breaking and entering. I stared past him. Past the gun, the badge, the house I'd built with my hands. The porch light was on. That was wrong. I never left it on. Curtains drawn. Also wrong. She liked them open at night. Then, a shadow moved behind the glass. Tall, male, wearing my robe. I didn't say a word. They dragged me toward the cruiser. He stepped out onto the porch and waved, smiling. She followed, barefoot, in silk. She didn't look surprised. She didn't look at me. I left for work in Singapore 6 months ago. Long contract, higher pay. We agreed. She cried at the airport, clung to me like she'd miss me too much. Apparently she didn't. When I asked for updates on the house, she said everything was fine. When I asked about the neighbors, she said it was quiet. When I asked about him, she said I was paranoid. I wasn't. I'd seen the way her phone lit up with his name, the way she'd changed the subject when I asked who Derek was. I wanted to believe she was bored, not broken, lonely, not lost. Turns out, she wasn't any of those things. She was occupied. By him. In my bed. Under my roof. I posted bail by noon, didn't call her, didn't scream. I checked property records. Title still had my name on it. But the utilities changed 2 months ago to hers. Bank statements showed monthly transfers. She drained our joint account, slowly, surgical, clean. I looked deeper. Security system, new, installed while I was gone. Guess who set the password? Not me. Then came the photos. Not from a PI, from the cloud. Forgot she backed up her phone. He was in every room, even mine. Hands on her hips, his shirt in my kitchen. I watched them like they were strangers on a screen. Because they were. I didn't storm the house. I mailed her the deed, a copy, highlighted, my name circled in red ink. She texted, "Can we talk?" I said, "Come alone." She arrived at the cafe like a widow in mourning, all black, sunglasses. Not a trace of guilt, just theater. I slid the envelope across the table. Inside, photos, account logs, dates, texts. Her hands shook. She didn't speak. I watched her read, watched her die by 1,000 paper cuts of her own making. When she finally looked up, I asked, "Was it worth it?" She didn't answer, because the answer was too small to fit in her mouth. I let her sit with the silence. Then I stood, dropped the second envelope on the table. Inside, eviction notice, filed, signed, legal. She blinked. "You can't do this," she whispered. I didn't smile, didn't flinch. "It's my house." She looked away. The words caught in her throat like knives. I leaned in, voice low, controlled. "You didn't just cheat on me. You tried to erase me." I walked away. Not fast, not slow, just done. And when I looked back through the cafe window, she was still sitting there, holding papers like they were pieces of a life she'd broken without thinking it could break her back. It took 3 weeks to change the locks, 2 hours to erase her from every room. I repainted the bedroom, sold the bed, kept the robe, burned the photos. She didn't fight the eviction, didn't even show up in court. Cowards rarely do. I sleep well now, not because I won, because I saw everything I needed to, and survived it. There's a stillness that comes when you stop loving someone who never existed. Not peace, not joy, just the clean silence of knowing you were never crazy. You were right. She was just good at pretending you weren't.